Welcome back, Plano. Please stand for our pledge and pause. Salute the flag, pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing for our pulse. P. Positive attitude in all you do. A. Act responsibly in all situations. W. Work hard for success. S. Show respect to self and others. You may now be seated.
Okay. Hello, my name is Spencer Rather. Here with me today I have Miss Alexander. I'm going to ask her some questions. And Alice, can you start the timer? Okay. What college did you go to become a teacher?
Western Kentucky University.
How long have you been a teacher?
This is my first year.
Okay. What is your favorite subject to teach?
I love to teach math the most.
Yep. What other schools have you taught at before?
I have not taught at any other schools, but I substituted in Allen County.
What grades have you taught?
6, because this is my first year.
Yeah. What is your favorite movie and why?
Buddy the Elf, because I'm a Christmas fanatic.
What is your favorite sports team?
UK basketball.
Why did you want to teach at Plano?
Because of the positive community that they hold.
What is your favorite genre of music and why?
I would say country music, because I like the old country music, though, because of the stories in the songs.
Yeah. If you had the ability to fly, what would you do?
I would fly to see family that doesn't live here.
Good answer. If you could meet any famous person, who would it be?
Probably Miranda Lambert.
What is your favorite book and why?
My favorite book is
sorry
probably
to cut you off. We're out of time.
Oh, okay.
All right. Thank you for coming here to interview with us.
Thanks for having me, Spence.
You're welcome.
All right, Plano, it's good to be back. Hope you enjoyed that 1-minute interview with Miss Alexander and got to learn a little bit more about her. I'm thankful to be here at school today, and man, there's just been so much that's gone on since the last time we've been together. But I'm thankful that all of our families and our students are safe and are well, and we're ready to start another semester of school. So this is a new month, it's a new year, so we have a new habit of the month we're focusing on, and this month's habit is win-win. So and that lines up perfectly with our Essential 55 today. It's talking about uplifting others. Think about a football game or basketball game. What happens when someone scores a touchdown or makes a winning basket? The crowd goes crazy and cheers for that person. I think we should have that same type of supportive environment and camaraderie in all areas where we have to work together to achieve goals, whether it be the workplace, the home, or especially the classroom. Anytime people are given praise and rewarded for their efforts, they are going to do a better job. In life, I have learned that when you are at your lowest, one of the best ways to pull yourself up is to seek to uplift others. I tell my students that if your intention is to always uplift those around you, and that they will, in turn, lift you up. If your intention is to pull others down so that you can raise yourself, then others will drag you down with them. I give the class examples of times when it would be appropriate to clap for other students. Sometimes it may happen after a good comment, a high test score, or an exceptional piece of writing. Also, if someone has a low score, we should still clap if that person shows improvement. We then go through a few role-playing exercises and practice clapping. Yes, practice clapping. There can be no halfway clapping, as I call it. All of the students must clap in a way that shows respect and appreciation. Before I began to teach students how to clap, I would have half of the class clapping, a quarter of the class barely touching hands, and the rest of the class on some distant planet. After some detailed instruction, they were all on board. Sometimes students start to clap for someone's comment or score that might not necessarily deserve applause. The rule is, if a few students start to clap, we all start to clap. Apparently, those who started to clap saw something they appreciated. It is far worse to have only a few weak claps than for us all to clap for something that might not be worthy. As one teacher in a classroom with 37 students, it was near impossible to give all of the students the attention and praise they deserved. It made it a lot easier when I had a classroom of students who were constantly looking to applaud each other's achievements. Acknowledgement from the teacher is always appreciated, but praise from a student's peers can have a much greater impact. Teachers who visit my classroom always comment on how I have my students' grades posted around the room. This seems a bit unorthodox because teachers are usually told to keep grades confidential in order to spare students' feelings. I find that sharing the grades with the entire class can be a very positive experience in the right type of environment. First of all, I don't post all grades. That would be impossible. I try to pick grades for assignments that all students, with effort, can do well on, because you don't want to embarrass a child who struggles for any reason. Second, I try to pick assignments and grades that can be tracked over a period of time. For example, each night the students are given a reading assignment. The following morning, they are given a multiple choice test that I read aloud, based on the assignment. I can grade the test in less than 5 minutes, and I always have them ready to hand back on the same day. As I hand them back, I write the scores on a chart that remains posted for the entire grading period. When I list the scores, I make a huge production out of it. I call the student's name, pause for a couple seconds, and then I shout out the score. If it is 100, at the top of my lungs. The class cheers and the student's face lights up like crazy. A score of 90 also receives claps, and an 80, and sometimes even a 70 receives claps if a student has shown improvement. The students love this, and they look forward to it all day. One of the people who I have met who best illustrates how to uplift others is Corey Collins. He was visiting one of our teacher training experiences at RCA, and at the end of the first day, when the 600 visiting educators left to go back to their hotels, I asked our staff to help me set up the chairs in the gymnasium for the next morning's breakfast. As we were working, I noticed that Corey was helping us stack chairs. I ran over to him and said, "Sir, you should head on to the hotel. We've got this." Corey responded, "Oh, I'm already here. It's what I do. Do you mind if I stay and help?" I said, "Okay," and for about an hour he helped us move chairs and clean the gym. Before we left, I asked my staff to be at RCA at 6 in the morning to prepare for the visiting educators who would arrive back at 8:15 a.m. At 6 a.m., my staff and I were setting up tables, and Corey walked in. I called to him and said, "Sir, you aren't supposed to be here until 8:15 a.m. And he replied, "Oh, I know, but I heard you say you needed help for 6 a.m. I'm already here. Do you mind if I stay and help?" It's what I do. Instantly, I realized what was going on. He wanted a job. All of his actions were to look good in our eyes so that he would have a leg up when applying to teach with us. After all, RCA is like Hogwarts and Disneyland for teachers. It's an amazing place, and I couldn't blame him. I even decided to give him the benefit of the doubt, and I found him at lunch in order to have a conversation with him. As I cut my turkey, I said, "So I assume that you've probably applied to teach at our school?" To that he replied, "No way. There's no way I would want to work here." My heart sank. "Huh?" I replied. He continued, "Man, I have 5 kids, and they are all under the age of 7. My wife and I live in a small community in Pennsylvania, and we would never leave there." It was then that I asked if I could contact his principal to tell him that he impressed me. Corey seemed to think that was odd, but he agreed. The moment the principal picked up the phone, he said, "Who is this? Ron Clark? Why are you calling me? You will not talk to Corey Collins, and you will not offer him a job. He's the best we've got in the whole district." My eyebrows rose. "Really? Tell me more." "I hired Corey Collins. If you are a good administrator, you learn to recruit, and I knew I had to have Corey on my team. I flew his wife and those 5 kids to Atlanta for the interview. I'm not even good with babies, but I was burping kids and offering to change diapers. Corey is one of the most important members of our team, and one of the main reasons for it is that he seeks to uplift others at every chance he gets. He cheers for his students, colleagues, and parents. He wants to see others do well, and he has no ego or jealousy within him. He's simply an incredible person. The reason I knew he would be like that was because of the way he offered to help with the chairs. He wanted nothing from it. He just genuinely sought to help, to contribute to it, and to uplift the cause. I make every effort to add people like Corey to RCA staff, not only because they are incredible members of the team, but because they serve as outstanding role models for our students. Every chance I get, I point out to my students the actions of staff members like Corey that go above and beyond. I want them to notice when Mr. Walker offers to run to Walmart to pick up extra supplies, or when Dr. Jones takes the time to pick up trash off the floor in the cafeteria. I want them to observe how Mr. Bernardin is always high-fiving other members of the staff, or how Mr. Thompson never ever complains. I point these things out to students so they will see that those qualities are ones that should be admired and embodied. I want my students to realize that when you make every effort to contribute to the greater whole and uplift those around you, that not only will it be noticed, but it will be applauded and commended. So, a win-win situation for us is to look for the good things in others and lift them up and encourage them when they do it. Because we benefit because it feels good to encourage someone else, and they benefit because they get to receive that encouragement. So I encourage you this week to be on the lookout for your peers, your teachers, other staff members, and when they do something good, let them know. Say, hey, I appreciate you doing that. All right, we have a big week in front of us, and the fact that we have a whole week of learning. We do have our new special schedule, so teachers, make sure you go to the quarter 3 special schedule rotation. And this week we will have our winter parties on Friday, and we will have our house challenge day on Thursday. All right, let's have a great week, Plano. We'll see you out and about.